Good afternoon. I will call to order the May 9th, 2024 work session meeting. We will skip over the approval of the minutes until we have a quorum, and I will turn it over to CEO Greenwood.
Thank you, Chair Powers. Good afternoon, everyone. A few things that I'd like to bring to our attention here under the CEO report. The first one is very pleased to announce that MARTA has won the APTA Bus Safety Gold Award. And I will play a video on this in a moment, but I just wanted to let the team know that this was the top prize in this category. Our entry was the Bus Hazard Reporting Safety Campaign, and this was a campaign that really drove the initiative that incentivized bus drivers to identify and report hazards or unsafe working conditions. So MARTA's Department of Safety and Quality Assurance, led by Ralph McKinney here, had developed and directed the campaign for several months, and it started in the fall of 2022. It went up until last spring, during which time bus operators submitted hazard reports through a hotline. And what would happen then is once the hazard was verified, the reporting operator was entered into a draw to win a monetary award. So operators reported 49 hazards during that time, such as tree limbs, road signs blocking the street, or any other impediments to safely offloading bus passengers. I will say that all hazards reported during the campaign have been addressed, and that Ralph reports that the level of reporting remains consistently high among operators today, proving that good habits and good people will bring about good results. So if I can ask for the video to play, we can enjoy this.
MARTA's Office of Safety launched a bus hazard reporting safety campaign. And this campaign was designed to encourage operators to identify hazards and unsafe working conditions.
We're looking for ways to make our system safer for our customers, and also have a positive impact on our employees and give them something to be excited about.
Operators submitted reports of hazards to the MARTA Safety Hotline. This added them to a drawing for a chance to win a monetary award. Bus operator Ron Floyd was one of the winners.
I see a lot of construction hazards. It can help the pedestrian get on the bus, and it can help them get on the bus, and it makes it a difficult place to pull them off safely.
Further hazards were reported through the campaign, and the Office of Safety ensured that each reported hazard was fixed. The safety team then used the data to issue safety alerts to other bus operators who might encounter similar hazards on their routes. The campaign had several benefits for MARTA.
First and foremost, it promotes a positive safety culture. Mitigation of hazards. Maybe someone like him gave us a chance to collect more data. Overall, it gave us a chance to show support for the employees that participate in the program. And obviously, we're going to look for ways to reduce escalations and that. So it gave us an opportunity to look at ourselves and be honest with ourselves and transparent with how we respond to hazards, how we engage our employees to make them safe, and keep them safe, and also provide a safe and quality service for our customers.
So thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Team Safety. We really appreciate the honors. Next up, Chair, I'd like to talk about capital construction timely news segment that I'd like to make a regular item going forward, where we show pictures, and I can ask for the first photo to be brought up on the screen. We'll show pictures from the construction work going on across the system. So this first slide talks about something that's been prevalent in the news and in social media, but something that we're doing at Airport Station Rehab is including things like the terrazzo flooring, the ride store, the wall cladding, public art, the existing elevator being refurbished, adding a new elevator, adding a new canopy, putting in pavers, painting, edge tiles, and all the base work that goes into supporting all of those aesthetics and structural features. So we're 50% of the way through the 6-week closure. We're supposed to finish on May 19th, and we will finish on time. And so it's just, again, this project and the closure that we had has enabled us to save about 17 months of construction time off this project. And we have another 6-week closure arranged for 2025 if needed, but that remains to be seen. The bottom line here, though, is that this has been a huge success to date, and we like showing pictures like this to demonstrate that things are actually moving and we're getting our hands dirty out there. So the next slide is about Indian Creek. Similar story here. Lots of work being done at Indian Creek. This is, as you recall, a $41 million investment that MARTA is making. This will be ready by August of 2025. And you can see here we're doing work with the end walls. The end walls are completed. We're pouring concrete on the new platform section. We're creating walkways from the station to the bus loop and putting in a new elevator. So all of that is happening. We're also, as part of the final step, we're making sure that we're connecting the station to Durham Park Road because there's senior affordable housing across the street there. So again, another sign of MARTA making moves in the community to we're beyond planning and talking and discussing, we're actually working out there. The next slide, please, is about Summerhill Rapid. And of course, we were all at the groundbreaking for Summerhill, so there's no doubt that there's construction going on there. But this time, instead of sharing a bunch of construction photos on this one, I will say the utility work is happening, the tree removal, the pothole mediation, the street widening, the paving. But instead of those pictures, I'm going to invite you to take advantage of the Atlanta Cycling Festival's unique opportunity here to bike the route this weekend and see construction up close and for yourself. So there was an invite to the board via email. There was a flyer in there, but if you haven't seen it, by all means, the information is right here, and you can avail yourselves of that. Thank you. And then the next slide, please. This one's fun. You'll remember that we talked about the partnership of Atlanta United last time, and the board will receive a full briefing on our next on our new partnership with Atlanta United at our May External Affairs Committee on May 23. But I wanted to take this opportunity today to alert the board to the MARTA ticket pack that's available for the June 2nd match. So we couldn't wait. We had to let you know about this now. The June 2nd MARTA ticket pack promotion also includes an exclusive co-branded t-shirt like you see there, and a custom co-branded Breeze card as seen in the photo with a round-trip fare on it. So an email with a link to purchase and more details will be sent authority-wide and to the board and posted publicly across our social media sites on Monday. But here's your sneak preview. You heard it here first. We encourage everyone to avail themselves of this pack. The goal, of course, of this partnership is to connect us with the emotion and the spirit of Atlanta United and to produce measurable results for both our hometown soccer team and for our agency. We will work to leverage the club's brand strength and popularity and fan base to boost our own brand visibility, ridership, and customer engagement throughout the season. So here are a few more key elements of this new partnership. Retail activation. We will be teaming up to create a unique line of branded apparel like scarves, hats, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and pins. So watch out for this exclusive merchandise this fall at retail locations. MARTA employees will receive a discount on pricing of scarves, hats, and sweatshirts when they're launched later this year. The other thing is in-stadium branding. So fans at Mercedes-Benz Stadium will see MARTA branding on the upper and lower level LEDs, the mega column, and concourse monitors. Will also help direct fans toward MARTA exits after each match for a seamless post-match commute. Social media is another element of this partnership. MARTA and Atlanta United will launch a custom season-long social media promotion to engage fans on match days and beyond. And of course, the Atlanta United website campaign. We're running a banner ad on atlantutd.com to promote our ticket package. So with that, Chair, I'd like to go over some upcoming events that are on our schedule. So we have the special called board meeting on the budget, which will be on Tuesday, May 14th. We have the MAC committee, which is Tuesday, May 14th as well. We have the Riders Advisory Council on Wednesday, June 25th. And then two APTA items, the Transit Board Members Seminar in San Jose on July 13th and the Transform Conference in Anaheim on September 29th. And with that, Chair, I'll return the floor to you.
Thank you, Mr. Greenwood. We'll go back for just a moment. Can I have a motion to approve the April 11th, 2024 work session minutes? And a second. Any discussion? Please vote. All right, the motion passes. Mr. Andrews, are there any matters for executive session?
No, ma'am.
Then I will adjourn the work session and we will resume at 1:30 for a board meeting. 2024 Board of Directors meeting. Mr. Andrews, are there any public comments to report via email or voicemail? Oh, yep, well, that would be helpful that it's May 9th. Look at me just reading my script and not going back in time. So I'll call the May 9th meeting to order. Are there any comments to report via email or voicemail?
Yes, ma'am. For May 9th, we have two comments by email, one from Walter Brown of Better Atlanta Transit and one from Hans Klein from Georgia Tech. The emails in their entirety will be put into the minutes of your board packages.
All right, I've received 2 requests for public comment in person. The public will not be allowed to yield or donate time to other speakers. The public comment portion of the meeting will not exceed 45 minutes. If the 45-minute time limit is reached before public comments are completed, public comments will be suspended and the board meeting will commence. Public comments will resume at the end of the board meeting. First, Ms. Tina Francis.
Hello, thank you, board, for having me here. I am originally I live in Fulton County, and I live near the Cascade area, and I've lived in the city of Georgia for 3 years now, and I've had a chance to ride both the metro and the bus system, the MARTA and the bus system, and I wanted to I wanted to pose this question to you, that you guys need to look at who are you trying to serve, who are you trying to attract to come into the bus, because right now I feel that it's not clear. So so I know I've ridden the bus and I slipped, it's dirty, I slipped in pee, and I had to ride the bus, and I've sat in seats where homeless people have sat, and they peed in those seats, and I was disgusted. And so I would look at that as a major problem. Like, if you want people who ride the bus, who work and come into town, that you have special buses for those people so that they don't have to tolerate that. And also, I have a lot of other suggestions. I actually had a chance to drive to Jekyll Island, and I felt like the ride was too long, and I wish that there was a train that could take me to that area, or even to Savannah. And that's it.
Next, Walter Brown.
Hi, Chairman Powers, members of the board. Good afternoon. My name is Walter Brown with Better Atlanta Transit. We've spent the past year explaining to elected officials and the public our opposition to the Streetcar East extension while also being pro-transit. You have heard our reasons for opposing a project that lacks federal funding and ignores the Beltline's amazing pedestrian and micromobility success and its world-class attractiveness as a linear park today. But I'm here in support of the mayor's smart plans to focus on 4 stations along the Beltline that add to the value of our existing heavy rail system. We also support construction of the BRT line from PCM to the new Bowen Homes public housing project. Mobility in all its forms is essential for Atlantans to move forward equitably, affordably, and conveniently, cleanly, as our speaker pointed out. Mayor Dickens' new focus passes this test, and we applaud him for thinking creatively. We also support Mr. Higgs' commitment to completing nearly 18 miles of the Beltline before our 2026 World Cup visitors check out the new Atlanta. And we are very supportive of the PATH Foundation's, ATL DOT, and Propel ATL's important work pushing trails and bike lane planning and construction as fast as is financially possible so that one day we will have a green and safe, human-powered network that complements our public transit system. The estimated $2.5 billion cost for 22 miles of Beltline rail builds 5,000 miles of safe on-street cycle track, pays for 5 million Uber or Lyft rides per year for 25 years for hard-to-reach citizens in need of transportation, or builds out the world's best AV shuttle program. We can't afford to ignore these new solutions in a cost-constrained world that needs mobility now more than ever. If we truly aim to provide transit to those most in need, reduce congestion, and improve the health of our environment and of our community. Thank you for your time.
All right, Kendrick Treadwell.
Good afternoon to the board. I'm here representing my HOA. I sit on the board of the Marion Place Townhomes HOA, and I'm here in reference to a report 180194. We've been contacting MARTA customer support, I guess maybe for about a year now, about this particular issue. Along our street, there's a series of about 25 townhomes that I'm representing. And there's a MARTA route 102 I believe it's been in service there since 1970. And buses go by every 30 minutes. And every time the buses go by, they cause the houses to shake. It's almost like having a mini earthquake every time a MARTA bus goes by. So I just wanted to raise this to the attention of the board. The ticket that I filed, 180194, I've been in contact with someone named Vivian Stewart, and she mentioned something about a MARTA network redesign project, which I know is, or the MARTA Next Gen bus project, which is a reimagining of where the buses go and how often they will go there. And I know service along the Marion Place route is something that was being considered for elimination or changing. So I just wanted to raise this to the board as well as an issue that's been significant for my community. I'm sure you can imagine having an earthquake in your home every 30 minutes and the potential damage that may be doing to the home. So we just wanted to work with MARTA to maybe come up with a potential solution. And it sounded like the redesign project may be a potential solution, but I just wanted to vocalize that to the board today. So thank you for your time.
All right, can I have a motion to approve the April 11th, 2024 board meeting minutes? And can I have a second? All right, any discussion? Please vote. All right, it passes. We'll go first to the resolution authorizing the issuance, sale, execution, and delivery of the One Metropolitan Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority Sales Tax Revenue Bond Series. Mr. Hurley.
Good afternoon, Chair Powers, members of the MARTA Board of Directors, and Mr. Greenwood. I'm Kevin Hurley, and I'm here to brief you on the pricing and savings results for the cash optimization and tender transactions, and then to further request your approval of the resolution authorizing the issuance, sale, execution, and delivery of the Series 2024A and 2024B bonds. Next slide. As briefed to you previously, MARTA moved forward with two refunding opportunities. The first was the cash optimization strategy for certain maturities of our 2016B bonds. And the second is a tender transaction of MARTA's 2015 B and C, 2016 B, 2017 and 2017 C tax-exempt bonds, as well as MARTA's taxable series 2020 B and 2021 D bonds. The new refunding series as a result of the transactions for the cash optimization will be the 2024A bonds, and for the tender transaction, there'll be the 2024B bonds going forward. Next slide. On the cash optimization refunding transaction, MARTA defeats the refunding maturities on April 19th. The preliminary official statement was posted on April 22nd. The Series 2024A bonds were further rated green by a second-party verifier, and we priced them yesterday, May 8th. The closing is scheduled for May 22nd. Next slide. The pricing and savings results for the cash optimization transaction are as follows. The 2024A series par value will be $110.5 million, with the bonds being rated AAA by Standard & Poor's and Kroll rating agencies. The average life of the refunding bonds is 11 years, with the total all-in cost rate of 3.15%. The aggregate gross savings was $28.9 million, with net present value savings of $22.4 million, or 17.5%. This was in line with what we expected on this cash optimization. We were thinking somewhere in the 20 to 25 range, and so it performed very well for us. Next slide. On the tender transaction of the several maturities, it began with a preliminary official statement and invitation to tender being posted on the electronic municipal market access system on April 22nd. The 2024 B bonds were also received a green rating from the second party verifier. The pricing exercise was also conducted yesterday, May 8th, and the closing will also be on May 22nd. Next slide, please. The pricing and savings results for the tender are as follows. The new par value for the 2024 B bonds is $203.4 million. They were both rated, it was rated AAA by both S&P and Kroll. The average life is 10.7 years with a total all-in cost rate of 3.39%. The gross savings is $26.7 million with a net present value savings of $19.7 million, or 8.6%. This was really kind of a home run for us on the tender because we were anticipating 8 to 10 million in savings, but the market was very good all week. We saw prices, we saw rates going down continuously for four or 5 days in a row. It hadn't happened all year that we saw 4 or 5 days with the rates declining, and we had great participation from the current bondholders. On our taxable series, we thought we'd get about 5% participation. We got 10. On our tax exempt series, we thought we were going to get about 30%. We got 72%. So the transaction turned out to be wonderful. We saved $19.7 million. The total savings of the combined deals is about 42.1 net present value savings. Next slide. And with that, I'd like to respectfully request the approval of the MARTA Board of Directors of the resolution authorizing the issuance, sale, execution, and delivery of the Series 2024A and 2024B bonds. And
All
I'll
right, can I
return
have
the
a
floor.
motion? And a second? Any discussion? It's a great job. Mr. Floyd?
Am I thinking, what is the savings in next year's budget for the?
I would have to look it up, Mr. Floyd. It's probably in the neighborhood of $1 million.
Okay.
Because it is spaced out over 10 or 11 years, depending on the bond series.
Okay, but there is a number there
Yes, sir.
somewhere. Okay,
There is
all
a
right.
number. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, please vote.
Thank you.
Ms. Williamson, I think we're waiting on. All right, the resolution passes. We'll move now to our board committee reports. We'll begin with the Business Management Committee. Mr. Jarrett.
Madam Chair, the Business Management Committee met on Thursday, April 25th, 2024, and approved the following resolutions. A resolution authorizing the solicitation of proposals for the procurement of mass notification system, RFP P50515. B, a resolution authorizing the modification and contractual authorization for maintenance and support for Oracle Database, ERP, and ID management licenses, P27978. C, a resolution authorizing award of a contract for DocuSign Electronic Signature Enterprise, IFB B50401. D, a resolution authorizing award of a contract for the procurement of Microsoft Unified Support Services, price proposal P50507. E, a resolution authorizing the award of a contract for professional consulting services for MARTA's Oversight Committee, or MARTOC, Management Audit, Letter of Agreement, LOA, L50516. F, a resolution authorizing the award of a contract for the procurement of MARTA's Mystery Customer Program, RFP P50370. And G, a resolution authorizing the approval of MARTA's updated advertising policy. I request approval of these bunch of resolutions.
All right, if I can have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. All right, the resolutions pass.
The committee also received the following briefing. Fiscal year 24 third quarter consolidated financial highlights and financial key performance indicators. Madam Chair, this concludes my report.
All right, thank you. Now moving to Planning and Capital Programs Committee, Ms. Blakely.
Madam Chair, the Planning and Capital Programs Committee met on Thursday, April 25th, 2024, and approved the following resolutions. A, resolution authorizing approval of the airport connection alignment as the amendment to the locally preferred alternative for the MARTA Rapids South Lake project. B, resolution authorizing a modification and contractual authorization for architectural and engineering design services for 5 Point Station Transformation, AE 47796. C, resolution authorizing a modification and contractual authorization for the construction management at risk, CMAR, with pre-construction services for 5 Point Station Transformation Project, RFP P46354. And D, resolution authorizing a modification and contractual authorization for general planning services, RFP P50097. I request approval of these resolutions.
All right, if I can have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. The resolutions pass.
Madam Chair, this concludes my report.
Thank you. Moving now to Operations and Safety Committee, Mr. Pond.
Madam Chair, the Operations and Safety Committee met on Thursday, April 25th, 2024, and approved the following resolutions. A, resolution authorizing a modification in contractual authorization for new rail car equipment and services contract P38186. B, a resolution authorizing the solicitation of proposals for the procurement of an incident reporting platform, RFP P50520. And C, resolution authorizing the award of a contract for transit bus recovery vehicle, IFB B.
Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. The resolutions pass.
The committee also received the following briefing on bus thermal events review. Madam Chair, this concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Pond. Are there any other matters to come before the board? Are there any other comments from the board?
Yes, ma'am. And I know I said I wasn't going to say much, but I do need, we had our trip to Woodward the other day, and I would be remiss if I didn't thank Collie and Melissa and George and a host of other people who made that an incredible success. For those of you that don't know, there are about 260 kids that ride the train to Woodward Academy every school day, and it was just fun. They're great kids. And there's some things about Woodward that I did not know that I thought I might share that we heard. And Frida joined us too. Thank you, Frida, for being there. But Woodward is the 4th largest private school in the country. The first 2 are in Hawaii. Third one is in Fort Lauderdale, and it's larger by 10 students. Woodward is an incredibly diverse school. It's like 35% white, 35% African American, and 30, or whatever the rest of it is. It's a mixture of stuff. So it is a great place. And Dr. Gully, who's the chair down there, Gully, and Lee Connor, am I remembering his name right? I think was the two that joined us from down there. Anyway, it was just a great experience. I caught the train in Decatur and rode Decatur, and at 5 Points we caught kids coming from the other directions on the train, and then we caught a bus at College Park and walked out there. And George, your folks did a great job, and I would mention the names, but I missed somebody I know if I tried to do that. But and there was somebody that was looking over my shoulder the whole way, so I know somebody had told him, watch what he does, don't let him out of your sight, and pay attention to him, because they made sure I didn't have to bend over to pick up a piece of paper or anything else. But anyway, it was an excellent, and I want to thank you all for doing that, for being willing to do that and go through that. I know the Woodward people appreciated it greatly, and it is, and just as an example, I think for the MARTA kids, they buy a pass for about $30 or $40 a month. But there's 260 kids from Woodward that ride the train on a daily basis. There are about 600 that ride a bus. And if you look at the map, those buses come from all over. And those kids that ride the bus pay an extra a minimum of $4,500 a year, extra cost for their kids to ride the bus down to Woodward. So I think that shows you how good a value it is, and how much they appreciate being able to be part of that. So thanks to all of you. George, please express my thanks to all of them, Collie and Melissa over there. So, and I know there was others, but thanks. It was a great success, and I was just proud to be a part of it. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Floyd. Ms. Jones.
Just quickly like to give praises to Rhonda Allen and her team for the great job that they did sending off the second cohort of the Writers Advisory Council yesterday. It was a great event, and looking forward to seeing what the Writers Advisory Council will do this next group. Thank you.
All right, thank you. With that, the Board of Directors meeting is adjourned.